When you first launch Sales Manager, or when you navigate to a different contact record, the last logged activity in the logged activities subform will be the selected record, and the value in the call and activity type field will be selected or highlighted. To log a new activity, you have several options. You could click the New Activity command button. You can also click the New Record button at the bottom of the logged activity subform. You can also just use the down arrow to enter the New Record field and begin your data entry. For this example, that's what we'll do. I'm going to make a selection calling this a log activity, a support activity. I'll click that. I'll use the Enter key. We've navigated to the Activity category field, and the drop-down control has opened up. The drop-down control that opens up is related to whatever value was entered in call and activities. In this case, the values shown here are all the ones in this database that work with support items. For this example, I'm going to select Sales Manager Development. That stands for time I spent developing the Sales Manager software. After I made that selection, note that the cursor is down in the Activity Details text box. Here, you can enter some notes as to what you did. I'll make a little note here. When you're entering your note, if you want to use a second line, use Control-Enter key to create that line. When you're finished entering the notes, use the Tab key. That will put you back in the Logged Activities subform. Next, I usually will tab over to the Comment field. You can enter a comment if you want. I'm not going to do that here. By the way, this field cannot be blank. It always has a default value of none. You can overwrite that, but you can't delete it and leave it that way. I'm going to tab over to the Number Value field because here is where I enter the amount of man-hours I spent doing this activity. For this example, I'll enter 2. Then I'll save the record by either leaving the field or I'll use Shift-Enter. If you want to make a change to your notes, just click down in the Activity Details text box area and enter whatever additional notes you need. When finished editing the notes, again, use the Tab key. Note that this time we return to the Number Value field. That's because it was the last field we were in when we navigated directly to the Activity Details text box. I'll leave that field Home key to reselect the Date field. We'll log another new activity. This time, we'll use the New Activity command button. We'll click it. Now, we have to tab over to the right field. We'll use the down arrow to select Support. Tab key. This time, this will be Sales Manager videos. I'll select that with the mouse. Now I'll enter what I did. I'll use the Tab key, then I'll tab over. And in the Num Value field, I'll enter the time I spent on making a video on how to log new activity. In this case, it'll be 2 hours. This time, I'll leave the field and return to save that record. And I'll just use the left arrow to navigate back to the Call and Activity type column.